Hello folks, my name is Lakshit and today I have something special for you. Yes, you got it right. We are going to predict the winners for Olympic 2021. So let's have a quick demo of what we are going to build. So if I run the program, first it will ask for the country. Let's say the player belongs to United States, and then it will ask for the gender of the player. Let's say male. Then the height of the player. Let's say 1.7 meters, and then the weight, let's say 70 kgs. And if I run it, it will ask for the sports. I forgot that. Let's say athletics. If I run it, here you can see the number of gold medals 2, the number of silver medals 0, the number of bronze medals 0. So this specific player is going to win 2 gold medals and 0 bronze and silver medal. So let me show you the complete implementation. So this is what we are going to build. And yes, we are going to build it part by part, so don't worry, just have a look of what we are going to build by the end of this video. And yes guys, it is not just about building the stuff, it is about learning it. Okay, so in this video we are also going to learn feature engineering, how we can handle categorical data with the help of feature engineering. by categor by categor by categorical data I mean how we can handle the name of the countries, how we can handle the game names, and of course the gender of the player. And yeah, we are also going to learn data pre-processing and how we can handle the missing data in the dataset. This will be another thing which we are going to learn by the end of this video. And yes, the most unique thing which you are going to learn in this video is how you can predict multi-dependent variable. If you have any experience in machine learning, then you will be familiar with this concept. Most of the time, we encounter the problems where we have to predict only one value. For example, you have the age of the person and the salary of a person, and you have to predict whether he or she will buy or not buy the product. Okay, so this is not what we are going to do in this video. For example, we are going to predict whether he or she will buy the product, which product is he or she is buying, and one more thing like let's say how he will make the payment. So I think you have the understanding of what I am saying. So let me show you the dataset, and yeah, you can download this dataset from the Kaggle. Just go to Kaggle and search for this dataset. Okay, 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. Okay, so if we scroll down, and you can see that this is the dataset we are going to work on. Okay, so you can download this by clicking this download button, and after that just go to your favorite IDE. I am here using the Google Collaboratory. Okay, so just wait for it to allocating me memory. Now just click on this upload button and upload the dataset right here. Okay, so if I click on this dataset, here you can see this is the complete dataset. Okay, and in the first column it has the ID, in the second column it has the name of the players, in the next one it has the country name, and the next one is the sex, and the other one is date of birth, the height, the weight, the sports she is participating in, and yeah, the medals he or she is winning. So here you can see we are going to predict three outputs here: the gold medal, the silver medal, and the bronze medal. We are not just predicting one thing, we are predicting three things here. So this is the unique thing which you are going to learn in this video. Enough talking, now let's start building the project. First we need the library called pandas, and the next one we need numpy as a basic thing. Just import this, and the next thing which we will do is importing the dataset. df equals to pt.read csv, then the name of the file. Let's raise the file, athletics.csv, and if I just print it, let's see what we get. df.head. Here you can see we got the data. Now first remove the unnecessary columns, like we don't need this id because it does not have an impact on the model which we are going to build. And the next thing is the name. We don't need the name too. And the other thing is this date of birth. We don't need the date of birth too. Okay, so how we can delete is, and yeah, this comes in the data pre-processing. Okay, what you have to do is use a delete keyword, and after that we want to delete the date of birth, and the other thing we want to delete is the id, and the last one which we want to delete is name. After that, if I print this data frame dot head, let's see what we get here. Okay, these unnecessary columns has been deleted. So the next thing which we have to do is convert this nationality into the string. So how we can do is just select the column nationality equals to df nationality dot as type, and you have to make it string. So the next thing which we have to do is handling the missing data. So first let's see, is there any missing data present in the data set or not. So how we can check it is df dot no, is null dot sum. So what we are doing here is we are using the pandas function here is null. If I just run this, what we will get is the boolean values true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. The value is, so here there is no null value, the no null values. Okay, so but if I do here sum, so what it will do is it will returns the number of non values in the each column. So here you can see in the height and the weight there are around 330 and 659 null columns. So how we can handle is by using a function of sklearn library simple imputer. So for that, yeah, you need the sklearn library sklearn, and from the module name called impute we will import simple imputer. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to create the instance for this class, for this function, sorry, simple imputer. And here what we have to do is we need to pass the parameter as missing value equals to np.none. Okay, so what we are doing here is the first parameter which it needs is the thing which we want to change. So what we are doing here is we are looking for na values in the data set. So the next thing it need is the strategy equals to, and here you have to put the strategy what you want to do in the null values. So you can add the average of all the values in the column. You can add the mode, you can add the median, or whatever you want to do, but what we will do is add the average. Okay, so the next thing which you have to do is imputer dot fit, and here you have to pass this values, these columns here. Okay, dot loc, and yes guys, you need the knowledge of pandas to do this pre-processing. Okay, so I will just put here and explain you what I am doing here. Okay, here this 𝒊𝒂𝒔 column, 𝒊𝒂𝒔 function is used to locate the data column wise, or not the column wise but the index wise. Okay, so in the first part we are giving the number of rows we want, so we want all the rows, so that's why we are putting here everything. And in the second part it needs the column, so we want column 2 to column 3, and it will ignore this column 4, that's why. Okay, so 0 1 2, here you can see the height is at 2, so we are putting here 2, and the weight is at 3, so we are putting here 4. Okay, and you know that it will ignore this 4 here. The next thing which we have to do is assign this value. So for that we have to do is comma 4 equals to imputer dot transform, and here in this transform we have to pass the value of this 2 to 4. Okay, so if I run this, oh, okay, we got some error. Let's see what it is. Unexpected argument. Oh, I forgot to put here s. It's missing values, not missing value. Let's see again the error. Oh my god. I put here mission values. I'm really sorry guys. Let's see. Okay, now it's fine. Let's check the data frame. Is there any null value present now? Dot sum. Let's run it. So here you can see all the missing values has been gone. Now it's time to handle the categorical data. First let's see how many categorical data is present. So for that what we have to do is we will print the length of df dot nationality, this column. We know that we need the nationality and sports and the sex. We know that there can only be two values for the sex, and nationality can be any arbitrary number and the sports can be any arbitrary number. So first check the nationality, nationality dot unique. Okay, let's see what we get here. Okay, we have 207 unique values in this nationality. We have 217 countries. Okay, so the next thing, check the sports value dot unique. Let's print it. Okay, there are 28 sports present here. Okay, now if I simply use the data frame to handle the categorical data, it will return me the error because it is present in the object format. So for that what we have to do is we need to convert this data frame into an array. So how we can do that? Simply let's create x variable and the y variable. In the x variable, which are the independent features, so for that we need to locate these features. Okay, so we need all the rows and the column from 0 to 0 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, we need total of, we need these values as our x value, and y equals to df dot ilc all the rows, and column we want our 5th 6th and 7th dot values. Let's see, let's print the x here. So here you can see we got the array, and the same thing is for y. Now the next thing which we have to do is, here you can see if I try to print the first column of the x, we will get this thing. So here you can see the data is not uniform. So for that we need to transform this column to row and row to column. So for that we have a transpose function. If you know the linear algebra, you will be pretty much familiar with this function. If I run this, so it basically converts rows into column and columns into row. So here you can see we got this x as a row. So if I print the first column, you can see I completely got the nationality column here. Now let's handle this nationality. For that we need a function called label encoder from sklearn library. sklearn dot pre-processing, we will import label encoder. Let's create the instance label encoder, and we need the nationality which is present at the 0th column, and li.fit transform and transform. No suggestions, no problem, I can write it my own. And we need to transform this x dot first index of the x. So and we need to put this value in this first column of the x. Now if I try to run it, hope I don't got any error. I got any error because I don't put here r. If I run it again, the error. Wow. Yes, I know why I didn't got any, why I got this error. I haven't transposed this value, so that's why. X dot, yep, here I have to assign this value to x. Now if I run it, and let me just remove this and again run it, yep, here you can see it has successfully run. And if I check the x value now, here you can see we got numbers instead of the categorical data. Let's do the same with other columns like sports. Okay, let's create a new instance, la dot label encoder, and where is x present? 0, 1, 2, 3, fourth column. 4 equals to the dot fit transform, and here let's put the 4 here. If I run it, yep, it has converted the data into the codes. And let's do the same with the gender. Oh, le equals to label encoder x, and where it is present in the first column, x equals to li.fit transform x first column. Run it and let's see. Yeah, we converted all the data into the numerical. So the half of the job is done. Now the next thing which we have to do is called mapping. So as a user, we want the output as a number, we want the output as a string, not these arbitrary numbers, not these confusing numbers. So for that what we have to do is we can map these numbers to the values based on these numbers. For example, let's say 59 equals to Australia, 102 equals to America, for example. Okay, so don't take it seriously. And here it is the gender section. So let's say 1 for male and 0 for female, like this. So we have to map this data. So for that what we can do is, let's do it with the gender first. df dot sex, let's take the sex from this data frame. Okay, now sex equals to sex dot values. Yeah, we need the values, we need to convert it into an array. And let's do the same with the nationality. 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔. Okay, it's really important to check the spelling. N A N A T N N N N. I need the N, man. Nationality. We got it. Put the values and do the same with the sports. Dot values. We got okay. Okay. What I have done here is it's sport, not sports. Okay, if I run it, yep, we got the right output. Now the next thing which we have to do is mapping all these values with their codes. Okay, so for that what we have to do is category generation equals to this one is for the gender. Okay, category gen equals to dictionary. We have to zip it, and in the keys we put the gender, male or female, and in the next one, I mean the values, we will put the codes. Okay, if I run it and let's see what we get. Here you can see we got the dictionary with the keys as these values in the data frame and the values as these codes. Okay, so let's do the same with others. Category nation equals to dictionary zip and nationality comma x 0, category sport equals to dic zip sports comma x, and at the fourth place. If I run it and let's see what we get. Category nation, and yeah, we got all the nations and their label encoders. Here you can see, and similarly we got the label encoder and the sports name. So the next thing what we have to do is we have to combine all these categories into a list. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Category dictionary data, sorry, equals to list, and in this list we will put the nation, category gender, and category sports. If I run it and test it, we will get the list. Here you can see it is a list. We have all these nation and their label encoders, and gender and the sports. Okay, so we have combined all these data into a list. So the next thing what we have to do is train the model. And trust me guy, I have tested it with many algorithms, many regression algorithms. Let me show you. I have tested it with multilinear regression, random forest regression, decision tree, and polynomial regression. The best accuracy I got was with the random forest regression, and this I got with too much model tuning, model optimization. So we are going to use the random forest. Okay, so for the implementation what we have to do is we will first import sklearn dot ensemble import random forest regressor reg. Yes, the next thing which we have to do is let's create an instance reg for ran for reg equals to random forest regressor. And now guys, I have tested this model with various parameters, and I come up with some of the few parameters which we have to pass here. But if you want to tune it more, what you can do is simply go to sklearn random forest regressor. Okay, and if you click on this first link, you will be redirected to this page. Now here guys, you have these parameters which you can pass here, and I have tested them all, but the best works for me, I will tell you that. Okay, anyways, you can learn about these parameters right here and try it yourself. But let's see what we have to pass here. First, we have to pass the number of estimator, number of 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 equals to 245. And yes guys, I have got this value after too much testing the model. Okay, this is not just a random value, I have tested this model. And the next thing which we have to pass here is random state, sorry. Random state equals to 40, and the other thing which we have to pass here is maximum depth, which will be equals to 14. Okay guys, and the last parameter which we will pass is minimum sample split, which will be equals to 10. Okay, now let's train the model. Run for reg equals to, not equals to, but fit x comma y. Let's see the error. Wow, let's see. Okay friends, here you can see I have passed here random sample split, but actually it is random samples split, so we have to put here s. Just run it. Another error. Let's see. Oh, how can I forget that? Let me tell you what is the error. If I print here x and y, here you can see the dimension of y is in this format, in the vertical axis, and here you can see it is in horizontal axis. And what you have to do here is just transpose this value before training the model. Okay, let's do that. Simply x equals to x dot transpose. Let's run it. Hope we don't encounter the error again. Yep, great job. Okay, so our model is ready, but as we know that it only accepts these numbers as a parameter, we need the country name, sports, sex, and the other various parameters, not these random numbers. Okay, so do that. We have the tool here. You can see we have created this mapped cat data. Okay, so we will use that. And yeah, let's create a function for it. Let me just remove these cells. Now let's create a function and let it be inputs, and here we need the country name as a parameter, the gender as a parameter, height as a parameter, weight as a parameter, and the sport as a parameter. Okay, now let's create a variable. Let's say cat data, and the 0th value is the country. It's not cat, it's for category, it's for country. Okay guys, C for country. Cat data. So if you remember that we have created this cat data in a list. Okay, so and the countries are present in the first index of the list, so we need the 0. And the other thing which we will use is get country dot upper. Why I get this? because if we see that cat data, and here is here is all the countries, and here you can see all the countries are in uppercase, so we have to take care of that. Okay, so that's why I've converted it into uppercase. The next, let's do with this gender category data 1 dot get gender dot lower. As usual, the gender is in lowercase, and let's do the same with the sports. S equals to get data, and it's present at index 2, get sports dot lower. Okay, here you can see it is in the lowercase, so that's why I have converted that into lowercase. Let's do the same with the height. H equals to, and it simply be height. Okay, we don't need any kind of changes here. And weight equals to weight. Cool. Now let's make a list out of these values, and it will be C comma G comma H comma W comma S. So this is the input format which this model will accept. Okay, so that's why I converted into this. The next thing which we have to do is create a predict variable, run for reg dot predict, and here we will simply pass the list data. Okay, now guys, now the model is pretty much ready, but guys, the output which this model will give us will be some random zeros or some random digits, so we have to take care of that. For that, we will use the if statement. Let's create the if statement for the gold medal first. Okay, first let me just show you the output which you are going to get here. Okay, so if I run it, and let's pass the country here in this inputs, and here we first need the country. Let's say USA, comma, let's say female, comma, and height let's say 1.7, and weight let's say 70, and the sports let's say athletics. Let's see. Okay, so we haven't returned the value yet. Return predict, run it. Yep, we got the value, but here you can see it is in some various decimals, so we have to take care of these values, right? So for that, what I have done is I tested these values for each scores. Let's say this, the value below the 0.36, then the player will earn 0 medals. And this way, let me show you. If I simply create a if statement, if predict, and you know that it is present at the first list, so we have to put a 0, and we need the first value, so for that we again have put 0 here. Okay, now let the value be less than 0.036, then the player is going to earn 0 gold medals. Okay, and if predict 0 0 is greater than 0.036 but less than 0.00 less than 0.12. Okay, in this case the player is going to earn one medal. Okay, elif predict 0 0 is greater than 0.12, and let me tell you guys, I got this value after too much testing of these values. I have put it at various parameters and tested it with the real data set on that Kaggle and see what I have got. Let's say for example, if the value is 0.44, the player will earn 2 medals. Okay, and if the value is 0.055, the player is going to earn 0 medals. So in this way I have tested all the values and converted their and get their average. Okay, after that what you have to do is simply and predict 0 comma 0 is less than 0.9, then player is going to earn 2 gold medals. Okay, and at last if predict 0 0 is greater than 0.9, then player is going to earn 2 plus gold medals. Okay, now let's do the same with the silver medal. Let's see if predict 0 comma 1, this value is for gold or silver medal and this is for the bronze. We are on the silver, so we have put it here 1 is less than 0.3. Again I got 0.3 after too much testing. Okay, so you can perform that and get some other optimal value, but the best I got was this 0.3. Okay, silver equals to 0 if predict 0 0 0 not 0 but 1 is greater than 0.3 and predict 0 1 is less than 0.5, then the silver equals to 1, and if predict 0 1 is greater than 0.5, then player is going to earn 1 plus medals. Okay, got it. Now let's perform the same with the bronze. Let's see if predict 0 comma 2 is greater than, not greater than but the less than 0.21, and again 0.21 is a tested value. Bronze equals to 0. LF predict 0 comma, not 0 comma but 0 2 is greater than 0.21 and predict 0 2 is less than 4.5, then bronze equals to 1. LF predict 0 2 is greater than 4.5, then bronze are going to be plus 1 plus. Okay, now let's create a prediction variable equals to, and let's pass all these values right here. Okay, number of gold medal will be gold, and let's give some space right here, slash n. Then the number of silver medals are going to be the value of the silver. Again, let's give a line space, and the number of bronze medal, number of bronze medals will be this bronze variable. Okay, now just return prediction. Let's see, hope we don't encounter any error. Run it. Okay, let's see. Yep, the number of gold medal 2, but we haven't got the line space. No worries, we will check it out. The number of silver medal 0, the number of bronze medal. So we have predicted the value. That's amazing. So let's handle these line spaces, why it is showing that. Okay, I got it. We have to print it, not just simply put it here. Okay, if I print it, because slash n work with only print function, it doesn't support the simple syntax of any Jupyter notebook. Okay, so here you can see the number of gold medals are 2, the number of silver medal are 0, and the number of bronze medal are 0 for the specific player. Okay, so if I put here, let's say, let's change the game. Okay, let's see what games we have. If I see, so as you can see, we have hockey, judo, shooting, table tennis, taekwondo. Let's test the tennis. Okay, if the US is going to win any medal or not. Let's put it right here, and country US, female, let's say height equals to 1.75, and weight, let's say 1.75. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, so number of gold medal are still 2, and the number of silver medal are 0. Okay, no worries. Let's change the country here. Let's say Australia. Let's test with Australia. Australia, male, and height, let's say 7, and weight, let's say 65. Tennis, let's see. Okay, so they are going to win 0 gold medal, 0 silver medal, 0 bronze medal. Okay, now let's create the input function, guys, and after that we will test some more. Okay, just remove it, and let's create a variable nation, which will be equals to the input value of the country. Cool. Let's do the same with the gender, equals to input, not input, it's input, gender, then height equals to input, HEIGST, height, and yes, convert it into the float. Okay, guys, float. Cool. Now let's check the sports input, and sports. Okay, so all inputs are ready. Now let's simply print it. Print inputs, nation, gender, weight. Now let's create a variable for the weight, which will be a float value, and we'll pass it in the input weight. Now everything looks fine, and yep, what I have done here is I simply put 2/n. So let me tell you why I have put it here. If I just remove it, let me show you, and I know you are all aware of what I have done here. Let's say which other country we have. Let's say this Ben. Let's pass here this country. Let's say female, and height, let's say 1.76 meters. And the other thing which we have to pass here is, let's say, weight. Weight, let's say 75, 76. Sports, let's see what other sports we have. Let's say golf. Let's see. Okay, the number of gold medals are 0, the number of silver medals are 0, and the number of bronze medals are also 0 for this country. Normally, so one other thing which you have to do is, let's mention the unit of the height and the weight. So we need into the height, we need height in meters. Let's specify right here, okay, and weight, let's say in kgs. Country, let's say other USA. Gender, let's say male. Height, let's say 1.77. Weight, let's say 78. Sports, let's see what other sports we have. Aquatics. If I run it, okay, in aquatics, this specific person is going to earn 2 gold medals, 1 silver medal, and 0 bronze medal. So you can use this program to test the specific persons, if he or she is going to win or lose the match. Let's say uh, if the person belongs to USA, and his gender is, let's say, female, and her height is 7.5, 1.75, and weight, let's say 76, and the sports she is participating in is, let's say, badminton. Let's see, run it. Okay, she is going to earn 2 gold medals and 0 bronze medal and 0 silver medals. So here you can see this is the program. The other thing which I was trying with this program is converting it into a REST API and also into a web application using Django and fast API. Okay, so if you want that too, I can build that also. And yes guys, I have created this program just for you guys, so you can learn something new. Please subscribe this channel, and also don't forget to like this video. It will really mean to me, okay guys. It can really support my just take not more than a second to hit a like button. And if you love it, please share it with your fellow friends, okay? And if you want any other video like this or any video on specific topic, please put in the comment and I will definitely create that video, okay guys? And yeah, if you have any kind of doubt, you can post there, or you can reach me on LinkedIn or any other platform. I will list all the links in the description below, okay guys? Another thing is you can do here is just create a Django application and put it into web so other peoples can use it, okay? So I am going to do that in 2-3 days, but right now I have some busy time, so that's why I left it. But I am doing that in my free time. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and okay, that's all, and meet you in the next video.